All right. But that's it for the podcast. Thanks for listening to the new episode. Hope everybody has a great 2022. Thanks, everybody. That's it. Podcast is over. Thanks, guys. That's it. Just kidding. Just kidding around. Just trying to uh, mind fuck all you guys. Just playing games with you. Playing mind games. Yeah, I just had the idea because I was watching this. You know how some shows are like, they'll show like the end of the episode first, and then they'll be like 3 weeks earlier. That's what I'm doing. All right, guys. Thanks for watching the episode. That was a crazy. Sorry about the crazy shit that happened. 50 minutes earlier. Hey guys, welcome back to another guy in his room, everybody. This is the beginning of the episode. Who knows where it's going to go from here? We never know. Well, it might be less than 50 minutes, hopefully. Yeah, I was thinking about calling in sick this time, not doing the episode, but because Omicron is raging across the USA. And a couple of my family members have it now. And, this whole time I haven't known anybody that's tested positive. So, I mean, it's good that it didn't happen until this Omicron milder version or whatever. Hopefully it's milder. My throat's getting a little scratchy right now. Maybe it came. Maybe that's the twist at the end of the episode as I test myself, and you see the results right live on the episode.
Who knows? This could be Omicron. Yeah, city. Doing a self-home test today on guy in his room on. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny people acting like the vaccines do anything at this point. I mean, everybody's that I see getting it is maybe even boosted. They at least have double vaccine. Like everybody who gets it is vaccinated, so you can't possibly. It's good though that we're all gonna. Hopefully, I mean that's the hope is that like if everybody's getting it now, with this milder one that it'll just go away. But I'm kind of just not gonna. I mean, look, the world's ending. I mean, we're just. You would hope it let up a little bit, but like it just keeps descending down more and more. And the thing is, I'm working at home, so like, it doesn't matter if I get it. I kind of hope I get Omicron if it's that mild. I do hope I get it. If everyone's gonna get it, I might as well get this version of it. I may try the trial first, like the 30-day trial of COVID, and then see if it's for me first. Get it? Yeah, well, I have to say one thing. Guess what, guys? We made it through January 6th this year, so I guess things are gonna be okay. We made it through Insurrection Day, so I mean, I didn't know if we were gonna make it, but turns out we made it through Insurrection Day. January 6th is over. We made it through. Somehow, we made it through You guys know every single year we have the January 6th militias out there. We have to watch out for. Yeah, remember January 6th, man. I don't know, like, why they're making that like a national, almost a national holiday now. Like, we haven't even, like, we stopped doing that for 9/11 almost. We kind of haven't, like, as a nation. I don't even know if the government does, like, events about 9/11 anymore. I mean, they probably do something, I guess, but to, like, make January 6th like this, like, act like it's a big, like, if you weren't like if you're not like a US citizen, you would have thought like somebody literally bombed the Capitol or something, but it's just a bunch of idiots were let in the Capitol. And I mean, I saw on the day last year, January 6th, they clearly, like, they just went in and they didn't expect to get in, obviously. I mean, I don't know, unless there was, who knows. Maybe some of them did have knowledge of, and I don't know, maybe like a few of them did, but most of them just looked like idiots that went in there, like rednecks that, like, were amazed they got in there. I don't think you can call them all, like, terrorists. I mean, we're kind of spoiled still, even though the world's ending everywhere in America and everywhere. Like, we're still kind of spoiled with what we call terrorism now. I mean, I mean, there was this, like, end of year roundup of the biggest news stories on some news channel, and it was just like, January 6th, domestic terrorists take over the Capitol. And I'm just like, and just saying that over and over again with, like, no, I mean, the footage would just show people going in there, looking around, just like a big crowd of people, which, I don't know, just saying that it's terrorism. I mean, and then you look at other countries that have uprisings, like, I don't know, any other country, just any other one. I'm going to just Google uprising and see what comes up, because yeah, see, there was one in Iran. Oh, wait, this was Kazakhstan has an uprising 4 days ago. Russia sends troops to put down Kazakhstan uprising. See, this is a real. Look at this, all right? All I did was Google uprising, and I already found something worse than January 6th, domestic terrorist day, or whatever it is now. There it is. Kazakhstan in flames as 3 cops found beheaded in bloody uprising. I mean, you can't get any crazier than this, folks. Come on. Yeah, I guess Russia. I don't know why Russia intervened. I don't know anything about the world, like, global issues. I guess Russia is with Kazakhstan, or, like, supports them or something. Russia peacekeeping tanks. That's so ironic to call them that. They're tanks, but they keep the peace. I'm gonna send some of my spread the love nuclear bombs over to China pretty soon. Russia peacekeeping tanks and troops are being sent into the former Soviet state by Putin to help crush the protests. It's not going to be like a very gentle thing if they say crush the protests. It would have got on Trump for that, about Antifa or something. Yeah, guys, I'm going to send some of my hugs. I'm going to send some hugs and kisses bombs over to One of those countries. Russian vehicles, including tanks, preparing to leave to crush the protests. See, this is why you know it's good. It's still better over the U.S. because they crush protests over in other countries. Protests are spreading across Kazakhstan over the rising price of fuel. Well, I kind of wish people would do that here, but I guess maybe they just do whatever they want more than here over there. I don't know. I mean, Jesus Christ. You have cops beheaded over there. I mean, if that happened on January 6th, then I could see how you would make it say it's just as bad as Pearl Harbor or whatever. I mean, everybody knows that was a crazy time, and I think some of it, well, I don't know. We're just so divided with politics. I think that what could have happened even without the lockdown going on at the same time, but I think that made it worse. And, the thing is, I don't see that being the only event like that. I think we're becoming so divided that we could definitely have another insurrection, whatever thing happening. I mean, we're not yet at the beheading of police yet. I mean, I haven't seen Antifa or the right-wing people talk about beheading cops or whatever. Yeah. Seems like a lot of celebs are dying more than usual since the pandemic. I don't know if that's just me, though. Yeah. But, I just... Domestic terrorists, man. I mean, we're just, really kind of reducing every label to, fit whatever your viewpoint is. Oh, you're a domestic terrorist. If, I'm not saying none of them were, acting like terrorists, but, that's another thing that's been annoying me. Everybody now, has to constantly give disclaimers like that. If I say, I don't know if January 6th was as bad as, 9/11. Then you have to go, but it was bad. I mean, trust me, I think it was bad. It's yeah. Does everybody have to clarify, everything just because somebody might take something out of context? I mean, you're really not protected from that. There's just no... If they want to get you, then you're going to be got. It doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter what. You can disclaim all you want, Joe Rogan. But guess what? They're still gonna. I might be getting Omicron. I just felt like I had some body aches, and I thought that was a symptom. I don't know. It's always everybody always thinks they're getting COVID now. Anytime you have a little thing. But yeah, like I said, I work at home, so it doesn't affect anyone. I wouldn't have to tell work unless I want to use a sick day or something. Which is kind of why I wanted to get Omicron, so I could be I'm just going to take a few days off just because, the psychological toll of having COVID is so much. But then I'm going to be behind on work and stuff too. I just have to take this time psychologically, just the toll. When you get positive for COVID, you have a scarlet letter on your back, and everybody loves to look at you with your scarlet letter C on you. Well, I don't think it's fair to ostracize people based on their... I wonder which do we ostracize more? Somebody is diagnosed with COVID or somebody that's unvaxxed? I think the unvaxxed is the more discriminated against thing. Just,
I may keel over during the podcast if I.
I mean, I bought a couple at-home COVID tests, but like, I'm like being cheap on using it because I'm like, I only have 2 and I only have 1 left now, so I don't know if we're really, you know. I mean, it is crazy they don't just give people like the at-home tests. Like, why can't you just mail those out like they kind of were saying the way, or Biden said something like that, I think. Like, how hard is it to just send those stupid, shitty, cheap things out? I mean, when you buy it, you're like, oh, this is kind of a piece of shit, but it's good to have it, you know? Maybe there's a way you can just do it yourself. Like, just, hey, stick this up your nose and then, like, hold it up to the light. If you see a bunch of C's in the sample, just get your own biologic, just sneak into like a high school lab biology class and just like test, dude. Bob Saget's dead, guys. I don't know why. I don't even know why celebs are dying now. I'm like, oh, I guess he's just dead. I don't know. I don't know if he's oh, he just did perform. See, I never really was a big fan of his comedy, you know. Although I can't say I've watched his stand up or whatever. I don't think I have. I know he did like man, that's crazy. No signs of foul play or drug use. Well, then what is it? I think I saw somebody say he just got the booster. So guess what, guys? Uh-oh. Foul play. No foul play because he wasn't playing baseball at the time of death, so there was no foul play. Get it? Because.
Bob says
yeah, and everybody, no, I just wanted to talk about this a little. Sometimes, I mean, this is like a topic of a lot of conspiracies because it's so easy to make conspiracies out of it because what the hell, nobody knows why we're doing it. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about Cern. CERN. If you don't know what it is, it's fucking scary. It's a particle collider that we just are. And I listened to a podcast where a guy that like works for it was talking about it, and just kind of in this like positive, upbeat tone. But I'm like, this is just like. This really reminds me of like the whole like legend of like Icarus flies into the sun or too close to the sun or whatever. Just like and kind of with the warning about nuclear energy from the inventor Oppenheimer or whatever his name is. Like, sometimes we need to quit trying to discover stuff. I mean, this is just fucking crazy that this goes on probably every day, all the time. They work on this Cern thing. It's just underground. It's $9 billion. Who paid for it? I don't know. Nobody knows. Like, what are they doing? Why are they getting so much funding for it? What's going on? Like, just to discover shit? Why, like, NASA's done. We're not going into space anymore. Why does CERN get a bunch of money? And it's easy to just laugh off these conspiracy guys like, oh yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's yeah, okay. But it's like, what is the point? Why are we paying for I mean, just look at this. Isn't like a conspiracy article either. This is just 10 facts about the CERN particle collider you need to know. The laboratory was built underground because the Earth's crust provides protection against radiation. It's composed, oh my god, 9,600 magnets, which are 100,000 times more powerful than the gravitational pull of Earth. I mean, this you would think I made up, like, as a science fiction thing to exaggerate. I don't even, like, I can't even, like, your mind can't even understand this because I have no idea how that would work, and it's too powerful to even, like, make sense of it. A beam might rotate for up to 10 hours. Okay, so 10 hours. Just this shit is happening all the time. That much magnets are going around. Obviously, what are we not damaging the Earth by doing this? I mean, a lot of people, on like Reddit and stuff will be like, "Yeah, CERN is causing all this weather stuff," but it's like when you look at how powerful this is, and I didn't go into InfoWars or something. I mean, this is like a hugely powerful, the biggest machine in the world, it said on this site. It generates extreme temperatures. How hot? Well, about as hot as more than 100,000 times the temperature at the center of the sun, okay? I didn't even know this before I looked this up, by the way. Stephen Hawking is worried about it. And he is, like, what, the smartest guy, or he was the smartest guy that we had until you know. And Neil deGrasse Tyson, which I think is very, like, overrated. Like, I know he's, like, an astrophysicist or whatever, but, like, how smart is this guy? Like, how do we know he's, like, the smartest guy? Everybody just goes to this guy because he's the space guy, and he comments on everything. Oh, what does Neil deGrasse Tyson think? But it's like, is he another Bill Nye situation? I don't know. He even is skeptical and saying, I mean, this is like, we shouldn't stop. We have to stop doing this. It's like, they smash atoms together. And this was in 2008, where a German professor filed a lawsuit that the facility could trigger a mini black hole that could get out of control and annihilate the planet. And I mean, this isn't a conspiracy guy. That was a scientist, a professor or whatever. And why is no one, like, really talking about this, like, in the mainstream? Like, I guess because it's so beyond your understanding that you can't protest it. You don't even know. No one talks about it. It's underground. But every once in a while, I'll see comments about it and be like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. But it's just happening. They're just fucking up, like, space and time. They're trying to find dark matter, which I don't. On the podcast I listened to, he said we still don't know what that is, or if it does exist, but we think it's like, yeah, this is my problem. No democratic debate about it. We just have this thing happening. It's just happening. How's it, like, who's approving this money? It's kind of like 9 billion. And now there's another article here. Wait, or was it? Just typed it in here. I don't know. It just makes me uncomfortable when we, I mean, we always kind of do things until a catastrophe happens. Like with nuclear energy, it took, Chernobyl for us to be like, maybe let's just not willy-nilly have idiots operate nuclear. I mean, that's because it was the Soviet Union and they, like, couldn't admit mistakes, which is happening now with everything. I mean, that actually reminds me of the game Half-Life, and that was like this underground big facility called Black Mesa, and they were like doing all kinds of crazy experiments, and you're like an employee there, and you help with this experiment, and then it opens up like a portal to another dimension or whatever. This is kind of what like I picture happening at Cern when they're just doing some experiment, and I'm gonna just look up that part of the game because it's the test chamber where they do tests, and you're just like an employee, like helping with this test. And these scientists are like, "Hey, put this." And everything's like going normal, like you're just putting in a bunch of numbers here, as you can see, and like, and then like this thing, which looks like what they probably do at CERN. I mean, that looks like a particle accelerator or whatever they have there. And this is just what I picture happening at CERN. I'm gonna try to speed this up. It wouldn't be this fast because no one can walk that fast down a ladder. But yeah, this is just what I picture happening. You're like, oh, that's cool. And then this starts happening. Like, oh, I don't know what happened. It just went bad. Oh, what's that? It just went all black. That's weird. You teleported somewhere. That's weird. Oh, you teleported to a weird planet thing. Oh, I guess there's supposed to be side effects to the vaccine. I mean, you take the COVID vaccine and this happens. Yeah, and then a portal opens and aliens come in, and then you have to kill them. But yeah, that's like one of my favorite parts of that game is that the government comes in and kills everybody. In the game, like that happens, that experiment happens, and then a portal opens and all these aliens come in, right? And then you're like stuck in there with the scientists. And then the army comes in and the scientists are like there's a scene in it when they're like, oh great, the soldiers are here. Thank you so much. We need help. They think it's rescue coming. And like they tell them, I think they tell them at first like it's going to be rescue, just come out, and then the soldiers just kill everybody because they don't want like it to get out. They have to quarantine the and I don't know how many times I saw like really have seen the word quarantine on lockdown and all that like so much since the pandemic. I had never really thought about a contagion getting loose and then like having to quarantine. And I mean the way they got in Australia and England, like with like police arresting people for going outside, it's like kind of like that. Well, they come in and the scientists think they're going to be rescued, and then they just shoot them. And that's kind of like what I mean. We were just treated with such like dystopian, evil, totalitarian, like the way things are. I mean, so I just don't know if lockdown did anything. Because, and then we get the vaccines, and then now Omicron, just like everybody's getting it. It's like, this does start to remind me of Resident Evil. Not to keep talking about video games the whole time, but the way that that's about a virus that makes everybody a zombie. And it's like, I guess really contagious. Well, it's way worse, obviously, but it just like even the name Omicron, like just a lot of this really does seem like a World War Z type of like crazy movie. Like Like, I wouldn't be that surprised if the army started shooting. Like in Australia, they just, we're just shooting everybody now that has the COVID. Like in the New South Park, then that part, like, that's in the future. The soldiers, like, just shoot people that are trying to cross the. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. Some people, it's kind of weird with comedy. You know, some people don't get that something's making like a statement. Like, when they showed that in the new South Park, they showed like the soldier shoot. Like this guy was like trying to run out of South Park, the town, because, and he was yelling, "I just need to see live I just, a live performance or something." And he was trying to, and the soldiers like shot him. I did laugh at that, but not at the fact that they shot a guy, which I think a lot of people don't get that kind of comedy where it's like, this is clearly not, the joke isn't that you shot someone. Like, it's more like a statement on how crazy and over the top, to me, the government got with just like the way people talk online. You would almost, like, I could see people shooting unvaccinated people. The way some people talk about people, like on Reddit and stuff, people will be like, you know what? If you die, good. If you weren't vaccinated and you die, well, it's like at some point, like it sounds more like, you know, because you start to hate. I understand people want to put blame on something, but like now you can't blame the unvaccinated anymore. Like, everybody's getting Omicron. Like, what does it have to do with? If it was like no vaccinated people or only like 10%, then it's like, okay. But like, this seems like just everybody. I don't know. You know, it's hard to think of stuff to talk about that isn't about this anymore. This is all we talk about. All we see on the news is just who has the virus and how many people got it, and just more shit about the virus numbers going up every day, just constantly. Just, this is like, if you want, like, I mean, it's hard to not think this is all like trying to get us to be brainwashed, or it's propaganda or something. I don't know. Just make everybody so miserable and fearful. I mean, they clearly were using fear to get people vaccinated, and just like constantly, like, them. I don't know. I don't know if they're all doing it like so that they make people scared. Like, oh, everybody's gonna be so scared. But they were only talking about negative shit for like 2 years now. So wake up, guys. You know that we the fuck up. Yeah, you know, those Half-Life games have been, since I started, my favorite games ever. And I used to want them to make movies about it because it's so good. I wanted everybody to see how good it is. But a lot of video game movies suck. And I was just thinking, like, what video game movies, like Resident Evil movies too, are pretty corny. I mean, and I remember the first one I thought was actually good, but I'm sure if I saw it again, I mean, they're like just cheap, corny, you know. Or any, like, movies based on video games. Like, none of this is good. Unless they made it totally, took it in a new direction or something. Oh yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. I forgot that was a recent one. But like, I don't know. It's a weird one to make a movie out of. There's like really no plot in the video games. It's just you running around, jumping on stuff like Super Mario. List of films based on video games. I hope this isn't like really old list. 2015. Come on, people. All right, this is 2016. So that's way more current. Wow, I didn't know they made a Pac-Man show in the 80s. Dungeons and Dragons, yeah. I'm kind of looking for movies, though. Yeah, Silent Hill movies. There's been like 17 Resident Evil ones. Yeah, look at this. 5.4. None of these are good. Prince of Persia. I saw that in the theater and I just don't remember. It was just bland. Tekken. Wow, I didn't even remember that coming out. Never heard of this. 3.1. Street Fighter, I forgot. Yeah, they had a Street Fighter in the 90s, didn't they? Max Payne, never saw it. Actually, that should have been a good movie. It's basically like a no wall. What do they call that? No wall. It's like a noir. Detective noir. I don't know. NOIR, you know how they say that? Oh wow, they made a Far Cry in 2008, 3.1 Hitman. Wow. Yeah, very good movies. There was one of the Silent Hills, maybe this one, that I thought was okay. But, I mean, it was alright. I don't know. It kind of felt like the video game a little bit. Yeah, I never saw Doom. I remember that coming out. I think I was working at Blockbuster. 2005? No, probably not. Well, I almost rented it, I remember, because that was still when people rented movies still. And The Rock was in it. I never saw it because it looked nothing like the video game. Oh, it's on HBO. I could just watch it then. Looks like this same director does a lot of them. Yui Bowl. Yeah, all the Tomb Raider movies were not good. Yeah, there's some like the Final Fantasy like animation ones that are not as. I mean, because that's almost like a video game. Wing Commander. Oh yeah, the first Mortal Kombat. I thought, oh, that's a good one. But then I watched it again recently. Now those effects do not hold up in like an HD format. They do not.
I'm gonna be a movie critic here. Yeah, Mortal Kombat. I will say that the effects do not hold up like you thought they may have. If you were a kid in the 90s and you saw Mortal Kombat in the theaters and in a big screen and you were like, yeah, finish him, and you were there with your friends, gotta say the effects do not hold up like on these HD technology screens. Street Fighter 1994 Street Fighter. That was with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I don't remember that, except that they had fight scenes. I do remember. Same year, Double Dragon, 1984 was a big year for video game movies. And then 95, Mortal Kombat. 97, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which looks like that had a way lower score than the first Mortal Kombat, just in case anyone was curious. So, 1983, Super Mario Brothers. 2, Brooklyn Plumbers. Mario and Luigi must travel to another dimension. Yeah. 1993, and then I guess that started the video game genre of movies. 1993, Super Mario Bros., Double Dragon, 94, and Street Fighter. And there you go. There you go. I did not see the new Mortal Kombat, which...
It says 2021. I thought that was like last year or something. Maybe it was like the end of. I don't know why I do this. I don't even know if like people still play those games. Like I know they make new ones, but oh, there's a Hitman 2. You don't really. Okay, this is just like. Yeah, see, these are the like animation Resident Evil ones. Wait a minute, you can't call Sonic the Hedgehog the movie 1996. But it was animated, so it's not that, you know. Okay, the rest of this is bullshit. Assassin's Creed. Probably an animated one too. Oh, they made it one in 2006. I didn't even remember 2016 Assassin's Creed. I did not know that. Well, you just know a video game movie is gonna suck. Like, there's no reason to like go see it and like evaluate it. Like be a real critic and go to see the new Mortal Kombat and like be critical. I mean, what would be well, I think I saw a Halo like series on Amazon or some channel thing. And yeah, interesting. I only know how to hold up in TV format.
Yeah, video games do not transfer well to the silver screen. Got a little question for you guys out there. When did the silver screen term come into use? A little trivia question for you. When did that start being used? Describe movies. Why do we call it the silver screen? When when people started attending the pictures in the 1910s, movie screens were coated with metallic paint. Ugh, jeez, that seems really...
Like, really unhealthy. How come we did so much fucking dumb shit back? It probably was lead-based, too, and everybody just got whiffs of, like, lead when they were watching 2-hour movies. This silver screen, metallic paint. Yeah, the term blockbuster means bombs that were used in large-scale demolitions. Then it became a metaphor. That kind of reminds me of how everybody calls everything gate now. Deflate gate. Piss gate. Russia gate. Wiener gate. Yeah. What else is like gate? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Gate. Gay. Yeah. You guys check out the New Year's Eve, Rockin' Eve. Looked great again. Great musicians. Anderson Cooper. You need him there. I don't know. Every New Year's Eve show, it's like these performers that like are very not A-list at all. It's like they go to the bottom of the. Well, maybe I don't know. Do they usually do that? Like this year, it was like people I've like barely heard of, or like just what didn't seem like the hip pop stars. It was just like I was like, was no one available? Maybe it's because of the COVID stuff. I don't know, but it was pretty. I'd rather even see from home videos. Like you don't have to be there live. Just anything better than garbage that they have for. Yeah, New Year's Eve isn't what it used to be. You know, when I used to go see one of the pictures on the silver screen, and then something we go to check out the New Year's Eve. Then we go get robbed. If you go to New York now for like New Year's Eve, you'd be mugged as part of the show. You know what I mean? I don't know. Look, guys, I thought I was sick today. That's why this podcast has been a piece of shit this time. I've been down in the dumps. I'll get out of the dumps soon. And we're going to turn the corner, man. We're really going to fix everything soon. I mean,
Everything's gonna, yeah.
I'm going to have some like segments on here. Everybody, if you have a podcast, you have to have recurring segments. Guys, just try to stay safe out there. Like January 6th was recently, so just stay safe because it was the deadliest thing to ever happen. I mean, I remember January 6th last year, and when they had, I mean, probably like 1 million people died in that massacre. So, no, I'm not trying to minimize what happened. Disclaimer. This is my podcast, disclaimer, where everything I say, I have to say, no, I'm not trying to make fun of this and say that. I'm sorry if you're offended by that. I'm not trying to say this. I'm just saying, but I'm not, if anybody's upset, then I don't mean to be upsetful. I make new words up too. Hey guys, welcome back to another Guy in His Room, everybody. This is the beginning of the episode. Who knows where it's going to go from here.